Hey world, it's your host Marshall, and thanks for tuning into my podcast, runONthoughts. Here we talk about everything and nothing because we are not afraid to be all of ourselves even as we evolve. And that's my thought for my fellow thought thinkers as we unpack our traumas, past hurts, and other BS. Y'all ready? Let's go. Hey, thought thinkers, thanks for tuning in to another episode of runONthoughts. Let's go, let's go, let's go. But before we get started, I want to stand in a place of gratitude for anyone listening for the very first time. I welcome you. I welcome you. I welcome you with open arms. I welcome you to go to runONthoughts.com to listen. I welcome you to become a thought thinker. I welcome you to listen from all the podcast platforms, and for all of you who are listening from the beginning of this journey where we unpack, unlearn, and get in touch with who we really are. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. With that, I am ready to get started. Episode 116. Lies you tell. That's right. Lies you tell. So buckle up. Because I have recognized that so many of what's going on in the world, the conversations, everyone is talking and placing blame, but most people are not taking accountability. Everyone wants to pull up the rug and push the accountability under the rug or blame someone else's behavior for decisions they allowed. But lies you tell. And it's the lies you tell yourself. And I know, as the young people say, delusional or delulu, and a little bit of delusion is okay. But you got to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how is it serving you? Because that's the real question that you have to ask in everything that you do. How is this serving me? What is your real intention? And not your lying ass intention, but what is your intention? Excuse me, guys. It's early in the morning and I couldn't wait to get here. Lies you tell. In this week's episode, I want to challenge the stories. I want to challenge the stories we tell ourselves and others when reality doesn't match our expectations. Sometimes we get mad at people for choices. Y'all ready? Sometimes we get mad at people for choices we allowed. Sometimes we get mad at people for choices we ignored. And sometimes we get mad at people for choices we were too afraid to confront. Today, we're going to talk about personal accountability, the dangers attached to this willful delusion, and how owning our part, yo shit, will free you from unnecessary anger and bitterness. I don't want you to be bitter. I don't want you to be mad. And I don't want you to waste your time with the energy attached to being mad at someone else when you can simply take accountability, learn the lesson, and move on. It's time. It's time to tell the truth about the lies we tell ourselves. Today's word is delusional. No, I'm going to keep it simple with you guys because so many of us are freaking delusional. A firmly held belief that is not based in reality, even when presented with evidence to the contrary. Mm-hmm. I knew y'all knew what the word meant. Even when presented with evidence to the contrary. A bigger word, cognitive distortion. Irrational or biased ways of thinking about oneself and the world. A little different from my favorite word, cognitive dissonance, where that's conflicting views, conflicting ideas, right? You love a pedophile, but you don't want to end your relationship with the pedophile. So you change your views about pedophilia or rape or politics or anything, because most of our identities are attached to our beliefs. And when something happens in our lives that contradicts that, many people are too afraid of change. I don't know why y'all are afraid of change. Change is good. Change is healthy. Change is necessary. Change is necessary. So many people are afraid of the unknown. And I'm telling you, don't be afraid of the unknown, because sometimes right where you are is scary. But you got to stay in that if you are afraid of change. If you go through the shit, I know that you don't know what's on the other side, but guess what? That might be a time to be a little delusional. A little delusional. But the lies we tell. And you guys know that with every conversation that I am trying to have with you, I am always having that conversation from a place of my truth. So, of course, I have lied to myself. Of course, I have lived in a state of delusion. Yes, I've been delulu about so many things. Usually, when people are delusional, they are not having self reflection. They are not having the conversation with themselves to unpack the shit. Because I think many of us are afraid to have the conversation with ourselves. It's not the other people that we're afraid of. It's the conversation with ourselves that we are afraid of, because having a conversation with yourself and unpacking the shit means that now you have to do something. And it is the do something part that no one wants to do. That's why people don't want to take accountability, because they don't want to change. They don't want to change. We simply want to blame other people, other circumstances, blame everything but ourselves. At some point, we have to ask yourself, was it them? Or was it the lie I told myself about them? Ain't that some shit? Was it the lie I told myself about them? I've been in relationships. That's all I got to say about that is, if you know, you know. And one of the things that I have realized as I have done my own unpacking is that in every single solitary relationship that was not healthy, I lied to myself. I lied to myself. We like to call it hope, and I call it Hope Street. Hope Street is a dangerous road. It's a dark alleyway. I know we've all been told that hope is a beautiful thing, but when you have hope in something that has given you no foundation, it is a figment of your own imagination. A figment of your own imagination. Because you can hope anything. I hope he gets his life together. I hope she goes to the doctor. I hope she makes my favorite food. None of that has to happen. And most of the time, we have no control over whether or not it will happen. You see someone, they're charming, or they're funny, or they're attractive, and they have money. And because of those small things that they have, or even that you think they have, the rest of what you require, you simply hope for. Or you believe that you can change them. Well, that's the ego. Many times, especially for women, I don't know if men have this because I am not a man, but especially for women, you see someone, right, who you have decided has potential, or with you by their side, you can achieve something great. The problem with this is that you haven't asked them, nor have they demonstrated anything about their lives that would tell you that they want what you want for them. So you spend time, valuable time and energy, and your valuable time and your valuable energy, giving it to someone who did not ask you to put this much work in it. And then you're saying they are an energy drain. When you stepped into the story to change the story, you didn't want to see the story as it was. You didn't want to see the bum. You didn't want to see the lazy man. You didn't want to see the selfish woman. You didn't want to see the mean parent. You, because of your cognitive biases, because of your attachment to delusion, because of your fears, you just made the shit up. No, that's it. You just made the shit up. And I just made the shit up. And sometimes we make shit up based on who we are. So we put that energy of who other people are onto them. You believe that because you keep your word, then others keep their word. That's why that line, treat others as you want to be treated, is a damn lie. Is a damn lie. We all want something different. We all are something different. We all respond to something different. Yes, as a human species, we have similarities. But then we all have these unique traits. And in those unique traits, we are different. We can all respond to the same energy differently. And that's okay. Different is beautiful. Different is beautiful. Different is beautiful. Stop letting people tell you that we got to be alike. It's usually from people who don't like their difference and want to tell you that your difference is a problem. But it's not. It's not. It all goes back to the lies. To the lies we tell ourselves. At some point, we have to understand that these red flags are not suggestions. Stop lying to yourself about what you already know. And I did that. boy, did I do that. I decided that because we were from the same place, the same struggle, the same many things, I decided that that meant that we were connected. I decided that that meant that I could use your strengths and my strengths and we could build something. But the problem with this is that I never asked them, or I never stopped to watch who they really are, because these red flags can always be seen in how people treat others. Do they take care of their children? Are they kind to strangers? Do they save money? What the fuck makes us think that if they come over here, all of that is going to change? Especially when they're not in the world, in their own lives, making change. No, you don't have to be where you want to be, but you need to be on the journey of where you want to be. And because of that, I suffered. I suffered. I suffered in the mathematics of hope, because you can never get 1 + 3 to be 2. Never. But hope and delusion will force you to keep trying to do the math. Meaning that you get abused. You still try to do the math. Lied to, cheated on, disrespected. All of the things. Financial abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, spiritual abuse. In order to maintain, in order to have hope, you got to be lying to yourself. And when you're lying to yourself, you're not practicing self-love. Because accountability is a form of self-love. Because the truth you admit, because the truth you admit is the pain you don't have to keep repeating. And sometimes that truth is simple. She doesn't love me. He doesn't love me. She doesn't respect me. He doesn't value me. His love is not enough. Her love is not enough. This is not what I bargained for. And sometimes the truth can get more vulgar. They're not attracted to me. I'm not what they want. This person is using me. This person is draining me. This thing is hurting me. But when you tell yourself the truth, it hurts. But it only hurts for a short time, because the truth will set you free. No, seriously, the truth will set you free. Okay, it hurts. And you will be okay. I'm telling you that you frickin' will be okay. It's okay to be in pain. It's okay to feel what you feel. It's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to feel disappointment. It's okay to feel like you've been let down. But it is not okay to blame the other person, because the first time they did it to you, it was them. Anything after that is on you. Anything after that is the choice you are making to be delusional. And isn't it crazy, these beautiful temples that we have been born onto earth with, if we only learned to listen to our bodies. Your body will often signal the truth faster than your mind. When I'm in conversations with my sissy, she tells me that sometimes she get a feeling in her stomach. For me, it's not a feeling in my stomach, it's a nagging in my soul. It's a nagging in my soul that contradicts what I want to do. Like my ego may want to call them, but my soul says do not. My soul tells me that you deserve better. My soul tells me that this is not healthy, but the ego wants to be chased. The ego wants to be wanted. The ego wants to be the one who is doing the work. Nobody wants to be unwanted by someone who is not good for them. It's almost like, how dare you? How dare they fucking not want you when they're the ones with all the problems? But they're the ones with the power. And it's power that you've given them. The only power that you really have is the power to not give a fuck. The power to not be in a constant state of delusion. The power to no longer lie to yourself. That is when you get your power back. So that is why you have to be willing to disconnect from the ego and tell yourself the truth. Because the longer you lie to yourself, the longer you make excuses for other people. And boy, oh boy, I have made some excuses for other people. You want to know what's crazy? When I watch celebrity relationships, and I try not to talk about relationships here because the goal is self accountability, but I can recognize when a woman is with a man that she does not really respect because she is constantly exalting him and constantly praising him in a way when he has done nothing but exist. I'm sure men do this, but I don't watch them like that, right? When you know you're with someone who adds no value, a woman will often lie about a man's value. And the truth is, this man knows what he brings or doesn't bring to the table. And he is allowed to live in delusion as well, right? Because when you are not telling people the truth, you are also allowing them to exist in a state of delusion and not have to take accountability. Because in essence, you are taking accountability for them. And I don't want you to do that. I see them saying, my husband is so great. My husband is the best. My husband is my manager. And your husband don't do shit. And it's not about your husband, right? The bitterness is not about them. The bitterness is because you are lying. You know that they are not really enough for you. But because you saw hope, because you had a dream, you put your expectations on them and they're not meeting them. So you're just going to lie to yourself and the world. And then slowly but surely it unfolds. Unfolds? What the hell does that mean? It unfolds. And the truth comes out. The truth comes out. And it's okay. We don't have to be embarrassed when we are going through the process of life and unlearning behaviors and beginning to take this self accountability. It's okay. No, seriously, it's really okay. It's okay to sit with the discomfort. It's actually necessary that you sit with the discomfort. Sometimes it feels easier to tell ourselves a pretty lie than to face the ugly truth. Give yourself permission to feel uncomfortable. It's temporary, but growth is forever. All the things that I have learned over the years, some of these processes were hard. But the beautiful part is that I'm not even attracted to those type of men anymore. And it's not about their face or their body or their laugh. My soul isn't attracted to fixing nobody. Because the truth is, if you can't accept nobody as they are, you have not accepted them. You have not accepted them. It is the ego that has stepped in and wants to change people. But the truth is, they are who they are. And if they want to change, they will do the changing all by themselves. And you don't have a goddamn thing to do with how someone changes. Stop making excuses for other people's behavior. Sit with the discomfort. Isn't it crazy? I'm quiet because I want you to let these words marinate. Let these words marinate in your soul. And while you're there, check your hope versus reality gap. Am I responding to what is happening or what I hope will happen? I am clear that many times I have responded to what I hoped was happening and not what is actually happening. And sometimes the lie is not in words. The lie is in deeds, or the lie is in what you are not saying. I have allowed people to believe that someone was contributing more than they did, not because I said so, but because I presented them and pushed them to the front so that it looked like they were doing more. I was covering them in my light. And when you cover someone in your light, you got to live in the darkness. They are draining you. You will see the glow leave from your face. You will see the glow leave from your body. All those women online talking about they don't want to be in a relationship because of what the relationship did. I am telling them that they did it. They volunteered. Because the first time, usually those women are people pleasers or doers, or you had far too much hope. But I know they told you the truth about who they are. Those red flags were waving in the wind. And you chose, as Glorilla says, you chose to be colorblind. You chose to be colorblind because you thought that you could fill in the gaps of their lives. You thought that you could fill them up. But usually, that's not how this works. I want you to tell your ego a different story. I want you to tell your ego that usually they will take you down when you are trying to lift people up. It is heavy. But when they are trying to bring you down, it is easy. Because you are doing the heavy lifting. You are doing all the work. And they're just sitting back on the couch watching TV. Or going out with their friends. Or living life. Or not understanding what the problem is. Of course they don't understand what the problem is. It's like a child who doesn't pay any bills. They don't know that adulting is a lot because you pick up the slack, because you pick up the burden. You know how many people become the parent in the relationship? But you would only have to be the parent for someone who hasn't learned. It's okay to teach, but teaching should be an exchange of energy. Relationships should be an exchange of energy. Stop telling these effing lies to yourself. And you know what? Even when I am not attacking us, but helping us all unpack. And when we unpack the lies that we tell ourselves, I know that it feels heavy. I know that it feels like another task that we have to do, and it is. But I want you to give yourself self-compassion. I don't want you to judge it. I just want you to understand it. I want you to admit that you lied to yourself. But it doesn't mean that you are stupid. It doesn't mean that you are weak. It means you are human. Forgive yourself and move forward. Move forward with the learning tools, with the wisdom. Move forward. I know there are countless things that you say to yourselves because we all self-bash. You mad at them, but you lied to yourself. The truth was always there. Delusion has a cost. And I paid financially. I've been humbled. And I understand who I am. That's the lesson here. I understand who I am. The lies we tell ourselves are usually the lies we are telling about ourselves and the lies that we have been conditioned to believe. The lies that we have been inundated with by the society. This is why it is important to unpack and unlearn and understand who you are. What makes you tick? What is your why? Why are you lying to yourselves? Do you not want to be alone? So you would rather lie to yourself than deal with the truth that this ain't working? And what is it about being alone that you do not like? Or have you exalted the idea of being with someone because society has exalted the idea as if it's an accomplishment? It's not an accomplishment if you are lying. It's the illusion of an accomplishment. It's not an accomplishment. It's a fucking lie. Ignoring the signs, you will pay the price. And like I said, this is not just about relationships. I am using relationships because I know for sure that we can all relate. I know for sure that we can all relate to the damn delusional state that we are existing in order to be with someone. We all know that denial is a hell of a drug. We've heard all of these sayings all of our lives. And then we act surprised, oh, I can't believe you cheated on me. When they exhibited all the traits of a cheater. When they exhibited all the traits of a liar, when they exhibited all the traits of a thief, when they exhibited all the traits of someone who would fuck you over. But yet, we stayed. And the way we stayed was that we had to lie to ourselves. They stealing from other people, but you think they won't steal from you. They not taking care of children over there, but you think they're going to take care of children over here. They wrong that woman over there, but you think they're going to take better care of you. They effed over that man over there, but you think that they're going to do you well? Those are the red flags. They don't ever turn green. And if they do, they will not be for you. They will not be because you chose to close your eyes. And here I am telling you to open your eyes. Stop lying to yourself. And there are so many ways in which we lie to ourselves. Don't lie to yourself about sickness. That feeling you're having inside, honor it. Go to the doctor. Stop lying to yourself about relationships. Stop lying to yourself about sexuality. Stop lying to yourself about what you want, about who you are, about what you need. Some of us lie to ourselves even about what we need. No, I don't need love. Oh, I love hugs. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Just because it's normal to someone else doesn't make it normal to you. We're so busy in other people's business that we don't take the time and the necessary energy to keep our light shining. And that is what I want for you guys. I did not want to preach today. I tried to stay calm as best as I could. Everybody hates a liar. Ain't that some shit? But we all out here lying to our motherfucking selves. I'm tired of talking to you guys. Bye.